Oh, that's a little bit of a story for another time. Okay. Um, yeah. I'll be over by the exit sign up if you want to hear some of the stories. Uh, well, appreciate everyone taking the time to learn about Two Dots, and we're building an AI fraud prevention and underwriting agent. So to give people an idea of what the product actually is, I imagine everyone in this room at some point has applied for a rental apartment, and as part of that application process had to upload pay stubs, bank statements, photo IDs, and all these documents. And what we do is completely automate that process end to end for some of the largest property managers in the country. So 6 of the top 10 owners of residential real estate use us to completely manage their consumer underwriting process end to end. And we're also in the process of expanding the product beyond residential real estate into other consumer underwriting verticals. And you can see my co-founder and I here in 2006, we actually met at a small school in Santa Fe for gifted kids. We were best friends when we were 12, 13, and 14, and we started a website together back then. And then reconnected after we both spent a couple years working in traditional finance and fintech, and realized that consumer underwriting was very broken, and AI had finally advanced along enough to truly make a change in how it's done. And since we founded the company a little bit under 3 years ago, we've had some pretty spectacular tractions. We went through Y Combinator at 7 figures in ARR, and shortly afterwards, we've grown about 250% over the last year. We're on the approach of 8 figures in ARR, and growth is now starting to accelerate, and we expect to be even larger over the next year. And as we scale, there are still a ton of really interesting technical challenges we're working on. One of those is fine-tuning multimodal models for a variety of different tasks, including document understanding. We're also using code gen models to perform some of these underwriting-related tasks, and we're using reinforcement learning to optimize those code gen models. It's also a relatively complex model pipeline that automates these types of, back-end finance workflows. And we need to build evals and simulations and back testing that allow you to measure, if I swap out this part of the pipeline, am I actually improving the end-to-end performance of the system? And all that stuff is wrapped up in a chatbot that interacts with consumers. So tons and tons of interesting technical challenges to work on. And you can see some members of the team here. The gentleman on the right is wearing a shirt, but it is tan, so it is. If you look closely, you can see he is clothed. And we have a strong culture of giving our engineers a ton of autonomy to solve our problems, and we want to keep that culture as we scale. And we're also hiring across a ton of different functions outside of machine learning, including backend, sales, product managers, design. So if any of that stuff sounds interesting, it's going to be a crazy next year to 2 years as we try and handle all the growth and improve the product and expand to other verticals. And my personal cell number is up here, and you can scan that QR code as well. And I'm wearing this somewhat unique cardigan, and I'll be over in that corner with my co-founder by the kitchen island or the exit sign if you'd like to chat more after.